keep that pressure up in the midfield.
It'll be interesting too to see if Fremantle can hurt them on the counter. If it is going to live in that forward line of Port Adelaide, what happens when the ball gets turned over? We'll be able to answer some more of those questions into this second term. Renouf, if you've just joined us, a late inclusion for Lobie. So Renouf playing his first game of the year in the ruck. Thumped forward by Crowley. So Freo going first into the forward half of the ground.
Bit slick.
Yeah, Main and Ballantyne wasn't quite ready for it. Pavlich didn't see a lot of it in the opening term. Subin is recovered. That's good news. Not a bad effort too on the kick. What about that? He's fully recovered.
Yep. Well, that's great to see, because if he was out for another 6 weeks with a broken jaw, it would have been a little disaster for Freo. But not only is he back out there, he looks like he's up and about, and that was a very clever kick from a long way out. They had a couple of chances. Pav got it out to him. A snap from 50. A good bounce, but it looked like it had the chance to run straight on, and that's a great kick by Subin.
See what he's recovering from.
Anything could have happened there. Absolutely anything could have happened to his head.
How's he still in the game?
A lot of people say that it's not a tough game anymore, football. Well, stand under that one and cop it.
Yeah, you blokes. Out of the middle.
Second in a row.
Five, long kick again. Oh, so close for Pavlich, who comes back. Brilliant second effort from Pavlich. Got it up for Pearce, who goes to ground. Now Hill tried to sweep it in. Can't do it. Fife. Gee, they're full of energy, aren't they, Fremantle, early in this second. Pearce, he'll get booed all day long, won't care less. Quick kick. Crowley was a good one, as you said, Roo.
Yep. And that's what good players can do. You don't have to blaze away. You have to find a target. There's no point in landing at the top of the square if you can find someone 30 metres out. Now,
that's two centre-bounce clearances.
Yep.
And they get 2 shots at goal from those 2 centre-bounce clearances in 70 seconds.
So here's De Boer. Just couldn't make it hang on, and that's going to be worked through by Renouf for a behind. 12
disposals to zip in the second quarter, boys. Port haven't touched it.
Well, you'd have to think with Sandilands' dominance in the ruck that they will be able to get the ball out of the middle, you know, probably more times than the opposition.
Yeah, and that's the best place for him to dominate too, because they can't scrag him, they can't go third man up.
Just be really interesting to watch Ballantyne's tactics on the mark from the kicking.
Really charges it, doesn't he?
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of that happen before.
Well, I saw the first smother from a kick in last weekend. Hayden Ballantyne gets on the... Watch him, look at him, he's in the starting blocks. You're good to go, and he makes a concerted effort to really smother the ball. Now Broadbent will say, I can sidestep him next time.
Well, that's the next evolution of it. Some assistant coach has thought of that during the week, 1 week, and it's been effective so far.
Yeah, but if he doesn't sidestep him, he'll be done holding the ball right at the top of the square.
Pollock gives to Wingard. Now they can start to flow. It's a pretty open forward 50, although Mzungu is back as the spare, doing his job. Gray had to fight one out, then the help arrived. Matty White squashed under there.
Now you look at the white jumpers just come like bees to the honeypot. They just keep coming in. 2 come back 10 metres off the ball to just block. As you see Corns off the back, they'll come up and engage Corns now.
5, so they can't rush it. Oh, he's gone, Pearce.
He was lucky there.
Quick kick, it's not going to be a score. Gee.
How was that not throwing the ball?
How did he miss that? The umpire was right in front of him.
It's stunning.
There's 3 umpies out there too.
Well, we're 150 metres away. We see it.
Sometimes it's easier from here than from there, dude. Johnson back to the wing.
Oh, how I'd prefer to be 3 metres away than 150.
Well, we don't have blokes in our way, I suppose. So it does happen. But as you said, there's 3 of them. You'd think one of them would have made the call. Oh, there's a cruel bounce on the wing for De Boer. There, but feeds it back. Hops quickly to half forward.
There's that
Johnson.
bomb.
Yeah, White got the spoil on. Fremantle's defence just clicking into gear. Oh, Ollie Wines anticipated beautifully. Great foresight there. Can't quite get out of it though.
Well done, Spur. They're in trouble if he doesn't get hands on that footy.
And now he's Spur coming away with it. Kicks it back to the wing. Just hung a fraction longer than he would have liked. And that allowed Broadbent first of all, and a hungry Hartlett to get it across into Corns, and then back through the middle to Weaver. They build on the outer side. That's where the numbers are. Trengove. What are you pointing at there, Dirk?
Oh, just the Port Adelaide forward line. Most of them are on the other side of the ground, in a pocket.
That is a critical turnover.
Molly.
Pavlich feeding it back. Ballantyne up and bubbling. He's got it back to big Polly Sandilands. He's taken the mark. Another handball over to Pav. Have to trust the left foot.
Oh,
and why wouldn't you?
Well done.
They're in front.
Well, you had to admire that. That was
This is a match-winning 3 minutes here.
Aaron Sandilands has run from the middle of the ground down to the forward line in a couple of plays.
Look at
That's
this.
a great take.
Watch this big hit.
Boom!
Boom.
Here he goes. There's the Pav. There's Ballantyne finding Sandilands, who's run on again. And look at him. He's 20 metres from Renouf there. That's poor running by Renouf.
This is explosive, though. When you take it into account, we went a whole quarter with 3 goals being kicked. Fremantle have kicked 3 goals in 3 minutes 45 seconds in the second quarter.
Great effort by the Pav, good effort by Sandilands. Key players standing up. 29 disposals to 13, 3 clearances to 1. You can see on the screen there. And Port Adelaide's kicking efficiency at 33% again early in this second quarter. Freo's defence is fantastic.
He's done it again. Got that handball out of the middle. Did Polly Sandilands. And now it's Hill. They've been forced back to half back though. And Wingard was centimetres away from making the big steal. Instead it's Crowley. Fremantle head to half forward. They've started this second quarter brilliantly. And well done, Zach Clark, out of position, but gets it safely over the line. Five's had 7 disposals in this term already. And Sandilands has had those 3 handballs.
3 clearances to 5 to Hutto.
So here's a watching brief. Over the top, Renouf. He's given away the free, I reckon. No, it goes to Pollard. Moves it swiftly along the line to Ebert.
He had 3 touches in the whole first quarter, Ebert. He's had 5 in 6 minutes.
Mitchell calling for it long down the line. Instead, he's angling, hoping Westhoff can compete with 2, and he can't.
Well, Mazungo's the loose, boys, and he's getting very good at getting to the right spot across half-back.
He's a good mark, isn't he, for a medium-sized player?
Yeah.
6'2". Long arms.
Now Johnson. Porter got most bases covered.
That's a player.
And Spurs done well to get to the front. Monfries lays a good tackle.
It's a 2-on-3 there.
Let's see if so. Port need to get it out so they can use that numerical advantage. They do finally. Hartnett to Monfries. 1-on-1 ahead, so finally the loose man not a factor, and Westhoff able to take the mark.
Now he's got to wait for players to run from behind and get forward, because this is going to be a tough kick. There's a slight bruise in his face, I think, Moons, isn't there?
Yeah, we did speak about it earlier, didn't we? Look, the breeze actually right now, I would say there's probably none, but like we said, if it is coming from one direction, it is coming from left to right.
So Westhoff from outside 50.
Close.
Port need a boost, but that's not going to be a goal.
So the left of screen's the northern end here, boys, and you very rarely get a strong northerly. If you do, it's on a hot day, so I don't think we'll get too much wind coming from there.
Crowley, careful kick for Neil.
Well taken.
Thought for a moment he was going to pay a 50 there. A real breakout game last week, and he's followed it up, Lockie Neal. Had another 12 in the first quarter.
It's been good, hasn't he, Neil?
Short to Crowley.
Booing the length of that kick.
Fremantle has the game on their terms just at the moment. Kick back to the wing.
Well done. Good effort by Main. Needs to fight that way himself back into form.
Fawns hurried it, but Crowley takes it and happy to hand it off to Hill. And now Johnson downfield. They've got the spare. Let's see if they can use it. Ballantyne's on the bike, charging ahead. Impey's going to try and rein him in. Ballantyne takes it inside the arc. Pavlich is 1-on-1 with Carlisle. He'll look to come up. Crozier is pushing deep, and so is Zach Clark. He could be the target, Big Zach. Maybe Ballantyne might decide he'll go the journey.
Ballantyne just didn't see Clark there at all. He just... Look at Ross Lyon, he knows it as well. He just had to lower his eyes and find the target there.
He's aware of the cameras then. I reckon he let a few choice ones go. Just held the hand over the mouth.
A lot of coaches are doing that these days, and you can't blame them.
Johnny Longmire's, he's the most with the hand over the mouth, I reckon.
Or they turn around.
But I do know in American football, in the NFL, they hold the clipboard up above their mouth because it's got to the point that opposition teams are hiring people, lip readers, to actually do, absolutely they do, in the NFL, and that's why they hold the clipboards over the mouth. They actually hire people to take on, to read the words. That's true. Yeah. Well, if that's your normal way of understanding people's speech, it's an easy way to know what the opposition coach is thinking of.
It's all one-on-one at the contest, forward of the contest here, so Port didn't have a loose back. And ahead Fremantle do have a loose. So Port had an extra man at the contest.
That's why the footy department's spend's going up so much. Lip readers. They're not cheap for good lip reader.
You wait till they start sending messages through ventriloquists.
So the ball over the line and out of bounds. Crowd getting very vocal on that side, trying to urge their team on. Sandilands wins the tap. Down to Crowley. They're chasing at the moment. Fremantle doing well, controlling the footy. Port really having to pursue hard.
Good switch.
The switch is on for Silvani, but where to next? They've opened this side of the ground.
It's an easy kick for him to hit the target. He just needs to put it in front.
Beautiful kick.
Sutcliffe gathers and into the 50. They've covered all the way down to about 35 for Pav.
Not an easy kick for the Pav here, but it's a pretty handy shot on goal when he's in form.
He's kicked 2 goals to 1 point this quarter. Really seized the initiative right from the start.
What they have done is they've gone from a line ball contest in contested possessions in the first quarter to being 17-11 in their favour this quarter. So they're winning the ball.
Taking a long time over this kick, Matthew Pavlich. Finally, he's ready to have a shot. It's not going to be a goal.
It's not going to be anything. They moved the ball very, very well then from the back flank out across the oval and then down the other wing there. That was good penetration.
And again, this frontal pressure really playing with the minds of Port, I reckon, a little bit. Hartlett.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he's trying not to panic, but in the end, it just opened up for Hill. They're all over them at the moment, Fremantle.
Well, their pressure's fantastic, Derm. You talked about the contested possession. That's one thing. They've levelled up the tackles. Port aren't winning in that area. The kicking efficiency, Port are at 42%, Freo are at 80%.
That's a great illustration if you look down the line where his kicks to go. He's tried to invent something because he sees no benefit in the long kick down the line. He doesn't have a dominant style player in the air down the line to make the contest and take it over the boundary. Is it a fraction earlier to say they're back?
Yeah, they're back at the moment.
Their game is back, isn't it, right now?
Yes.
They've got their full contingent of midfielders fit and up and running. Hill came back into the team, but it's been more their defensive style as a team that's back.
Drying up the targets down the line. They're really covering them well. Ross has talked about, you know, they play a man-on-man style footy when the opposition has the ball in that scenario. And they forced Port into trying to invent a way to run the ball out.
Well, Ross Lyon said before the game, he doesn't, as long as the defensive part of the midfield game is there, the key defenders are going to be not so important because the ball's not going to come in on their chest. And at the moment, Port 42% by foot shows you how much pressure's going on.
They finally break successfully. Trengo searching very wide for Westhoff. Again, they were so wide out at half forward. Kicks it back towards full forward. Gray hasn't had a look in today so far. Couldn't mark there, and that's out on the full. It is.
Crowley's trying to argue.
Left footer, Polak.
Oh, yeah, that's where the blood on the Hartlett forehead came from.
He got up after that and had a handball.
Yes, he's a left footer, and he's a beautiful kick of the footy.
Unfortunately, though, this time he's overhooked.
Hey, Moons, at ground level, we're talking about that frontal pressure that Fremantle are giving. Can you sense it at ground level? What are they doing down there to that extent?
I reckon it's the intensity, Durham, to be honest. We heard, I'll let this play out.
And well played by Matty White. They're the sort of moments in matches you can look back on and say, we scrounged a goal there. We somehow got back into it because Fremantle right on top, and Matt White has anticipated the kick in from Johnson and set up a massive scoring opportunity here for Ollie Wines.
Well, I think he stuffed the kick up, didn't he, to be quite frank.
All right, he stuffed the kick in.
Kicked it thin. That's the technical talk from the root.
Yep.
We like it. Straight talking, but not straight looking shooting, but it's through. Somehow it's a goal for Ollie Wines.
Yeah, that's one of their errors, Moons. But talk us through what you're seeing at ground level prior to that goal and why they've put 3 on the board so far this quarter, Fremantle.
Look, I think, in all honesty, I think it started with Sandilands getting his hands on the ball. He's starting to now dominate the centre bounce clearance work, and the intensity around the ground right now is phenomenal. You heard Rossi Lyon at the start of the game talking about making sure that the pressure is on the ball.
So margin cut back to 5. An error from the kick in, and we've seen a few of those. Has resulted in a goal to Port Adelaide. Boy, did they need it out of the middle. Fife dynamic in this second term. Port really digging in hard. They know they have to. Impey with the up and down. Squirts out to Pittard. They've got a little bit of space to work. It didn't help with that handball, but he's been able to dig in again and get them clear to half forward. Now Wingard had time. Downfield, oh, he's laid out.
Where's his Duffield?
They've all gone to Subban, actually.
Seen Port play a fair few times. Here's Wingard. Let's have a look.
That was Duffield that did it.
That's just about a dive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We've seen Port Adelaide a few times this year. When they get a few goals kicked against them, boys, a lot of sides tend to chip it around, try and slow down the game. I reckon Port go to another level and try and take the game on even faster. And you watch them at the moment, I reckon they've gone up another level in their intensity and trying to take the game on more instead of folding back and trying to restrict the opposition. They actually take the game on more.
Ollie Wines is getting off the chain forward to the centre, though. He made contact with the head. It wasn't hard, wasn't it? He stayed down a little bit longer to make sure it got it down the field.
Given the week we've had.
That's right. That'll come under scrutiny because the shoulder hit the head.
And
I know.
Got any other invitations, Dan?
Yeah.
De Boer from half back.
I want to go on a tribunal.
Down the line goes the kick. Clark flies. Neal can't escape. Port have wound this up, as Roo said. Maybe that rather than be defensive, they're actually being more attacking here.
Let's have a look again. Look for contact.
Yeah, low impact. Very low.
Is there a minimal impact category?
Well, there is, but there's a not sufficient enough to require a report. They can easily just say that. So maybe they will.
Hopefully they do.
At the back. The two Port defenders looked at each other for a moment there. Hodgson.
He's allowed to handball it away in a tackle.
Andrew.
Yeah, but not at right angles.
All right, so back to 4 points. Ollie Wines kicking 1 goal, but missing another, which would have given Port the lead back. Real arm wrestle again. Clark, to his own advantage, did well, the big fella, but Boak's able to spin his way clear. Wingard.
Well done.
Real composure. Pittard's had a big quarter. Didn't have really time to think through that. Just kicked it up to the wing. Schultz has given away the free. Better give it back to him pretty quickly too.
Oh, boy, it did.
I didn't really mean that quickly. So Mundy. They just try and pick their way through here. Sutcliffe for Clark. Oh, I think they both might have slipped a bit there, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Have you seen the Crowley-Boak match-up, Roo? 10 possessions apiece.
Yeah, Crowley's had a fair bit of the ball this quarter. Well, I think it's been fair at this stage. I mean, Boak would be happy to have this many touches lead at this stage of the game, I would have thought, against Crowley. But he hasn't been super tight, Crowley.
Just looking at that stoppage, it looked like there's some high contact. It looked like Boak's trying to get onto Barlow. Because we had a bit of the old
and free up his man. Yeah. He's trying to put the block on.
Sensed a little meter there. He bowled. Maybe a little too bold.
He's stiff there because
you call that one in the first quarter where he had the throw in the tackle.
Crozier to Sandilands. He's resting forward. No rest for the defence though. Wingard. And it's out.
Did well there, Wingard. Good attack by Pav as well. Here's the tackle.
So he bounces it. umpire obviously deeming that he didn't actually get fist to it.
Didn't look like he did though, did it?
Did he hold a tackle or did he touch him?
Barlow out to Pearce, given great liberty, and the crowd taking great joy in that miss from Daniel Pearce.
I think you're right, Roo. They've dried up a little bit. Even though the ball's living in their end for the last couple of minutes, they're not putting the. They don't look as dangerous as they did for that first 4 minutes of this quarter.
Yep. Well, that's a floater.
Wow.
They can run a big arc around here. He gets a Shepherd from Duffield on the mark. He can get it very deep.
Subin
sets it up. The Pav's there. Oh, he took a big leap at it.
Subin.
Oh, Roo, you're a star. Subin's on fire. He's kicked 2 in the quarter.
So's the Roo.
There's Subin with his rip jumper. We've been talking about him all day for various different reasons. But
he's off the shoulder number, Roo.
You can see him coming from right out wide on the right-hand screen here. He's just floating out the back, through the legs.
Oh, Westhoff should have gone with him then. He's not Westhoff's direct opponent, but there he is. He allowed him too close to the pack, and he's the one who should have gobbled him up. Yeah, and he knows it too. And he nicks.
Take the GPS out the back of the jumper, pull the jumper off and whack a freshie on.
So margin back to 10. Fremantle have really quelled the run for much of the day. They've had dominance out of the middle, and here they go again. Crowley, deep, pressure on. Main, big opportunity. Hobbs desperate, and that lunge.
Well done, Hobbs.
Saved the day for them. Gee, that would have got out to 16 points.
Would Jason Dunstall like that one or not?
I reckon the little twist. Just a little touch on the hip there.
Yeah, give him the benefit of the doubt.
So Valentine doesn't charge that time on the man kicking in.
He's mixing it up.
Into the back pocket, and Hobbs has the footy.
This is where they tried to invent something going out the other way last time.
Ebert.
They're tempting him.
Who's he going to kick to here? He's bouncing. He's got a man way out on the other side. So he was trying to get close as he could to Broadbent. In the end, White was clever. Really good. Opened it up for Broadbent. Charging they are. You can hear the crowd start to lift. Boak, as they swing into action. Fremantle have got good resources backed up. Won't be easy here. Monfries through to Hartlett. Still instinctive footy. Boak got around a couple. Back to Hartlett. Bit of a standoff. Left foot kick. Polak, it's your number. You got to go. He knew. He flew hard. Wingard squeezed that kick out. Well, how they got that goal? Just sheer force of will from Port Adelaide.
Well, he is a freak in tight, Chad Wingard. His ability to get boot on ball in a tight situation and get it through the goals is very, very uncanny. I tell you what, there's a good punch. That was the one that kept the play going. Broadbent picked it up. Here we go. Here's Hartlett getting in. We thought Pollock was going to take a hanger. It come to ground. Watch Wingard. Bang. That's instinctive footy. You don't even get a chance to look up and find out where the goals are. You know before you grab it what you're going to do with it.
What a story, this young man. A high draft pick. GWS had some chances to take him, but got through it at 6 to Chad Wingard. Then his 50th. He's progressed through an All-Australian last year. And what a talent he is. And as Mark Rasciuto just said, his ability to get the ball to boot, just outstanding. And now Porter going forward again. Another momentum swing. Pittard deep. And that's a good grab from Johnson, because Pope was chomping at the bit behind, trying to get onto it. So Johnson kicks for Subin on the wing. You see Wingard just trying to judge where it was going to land and jump up over the top. Now, this could be interesting.
A little wrestle there, I reckon.
Can't be holding the ball. Don't you dare do that.
Good contest by those two. Both played good games so far today. There's the crowd. Beautiful Adelaide Oval. 40,000-ish.
They were hoping for about 40. Goes to Michael Barlow. There's a glance into the middle. Dodgy kick for Hill. Just had the jump on Hartlett. Well done, Robbie Gray. And they can again get some numbers to the contest.
Pressure's reversed in the middle now.
Has surrounded, wasn't he? Or head down from Matty White. So a good call from the umpire.
they're trying to charge him at the moment, Port Adelaide. They're trying to create something at the moment because Freo have really dominated this game for most of this quarter, but Port Adelaide are really attacking and trying to turn it around late in this second quarter.
Both teams with a man spare in defence at the moment, so if it goes either way, they'll have that number to deal with. That's great pressure from Westhoff from behind. Silvani clears it. Carlisle just shoved the body of Pavlich to make sure there was no damage to be done. So there's Silvani getting back to Schultz at fullback. Michael Johnson and Mzungu taking turns of being the spare at the moment. Back there it is Mzungu for most of the time.
Good tap.
Pressure Gray was looking
that should have been a free kick.
Ball jolts out. Fife. Even numbers in the forward line in the 50 at the moment for Fremantle. Well done, Homps again. Good time to push. Got away from Main. Slipped the handball to Carlisle. It's getting a bit funky for a defender there, Dern.
Well, he's got an out there. The umpire knows he's a little clumsy, so he'll forgive him that.
It was line ball, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he played on it a little bit, didn't he?
He did. So we're down to the last 3 minutes and 40 seconds. They've kicked 4-3 to 2-3 in this quarter. Fremantle. In a strange way, I think Ken Hinkley would be reasonably proud of the way that his boys have been able to fight back when Fremantle really threatened to take this game away. So these last few minutes absolutely vital. Gray, under the stress and strain of being in defence, took his time to get the kick away. Mitchell, he gets the accommodating bounce, which he did reasonably. He's got something to work with.
He runs hard, Ebert.
He could feed back to Mitchell or go down the line. He decides to go to Westhoff.
Oh, look at Mitchell go. This is awesome running. Give it to him.
He's got to jump up with 5.
Well done, 5.
Look at him. Just get the camera in nice and close on him, boys. Look at him. He wouldn't blow out a candle. He's running so hard. How fit are these guys,
Really? Super fit.
Just had time to get up and fix the hairdo there, doing.
Yes. I was expecting him to heave and cough. No, good as gold.
Comes to Kane Corns. Had to react instantly. His handball misses the target.
It reminded me of that close-up of... It reminded me of you. Hello, very similar arm development.
Yes, he's a big man, Kane Mitchell. Ball thrown back into play. Renouf gets it down. 5 hurries it onto the boot. There's a good contest. He's finding some form at the moment, Main.
Yep.
Back into the middle to Crowley. Charging forward.
Watch Clark, boys.
Cupboard's bare inside 50. He has to shape the kick. And there is that Clark. And he's got it.
What a great kick. Knew his limitations. Right then, when Crowley's got the ball 70 metres out, he knows he doesn't have the pace to bounce, carry, and get to 50 and deliver properly to the goal face and kick a goal. So he's got to make up his mind, I have to kick the ball to somebody in a better position. So right then he's making his mind up. And so spears it to a man on the 45, 20 metres out. It's thought his way through it very, very well.
See, this to take the lead out to 11 in a really tight contest. Could be a telling lead. He's put it through.
Yep.
So it's been an outstanding quarter by Fremantle. They've kicked 5 goals to 2. And the big thumbs up from Zach Clark.
He talks through this right now. He's got decisions.
Well, he knows he's not fast. He knows he can't kick a goal, and he says, I've just got to kick it high enough to get it over the top of Trengove so that Clark can jump up at it and get sort of a couple of feet higher than what Trengove is. Here he goes. He jumps up, and Trengove's no hope there. He has to either give the free kick away or concede the mark.
Trengove's calling for support back. Main's close to goal. They want an extra one. They don't want to leak another one. That's what Trengove's saying.
Last 2 minutes, and they might have to be working hard here because Freo with the clearance again. Not as direct as they would have liked. And Barlow was bundled up. Well done. So White's able to break through the middle. Had a quick look at the options. Decided to go short. First of all to Ebert and then to Westhoff. Now Mitchell's run hard on the other side. He wasn't able to be seen. Well done, Monfrey's under duress. Got the handball up. Boak. It was almost a throw. Out of bounds.
He'd be some sort of player if he could kick half as good as Mundy, Fife, wouldn't he? He's an extraordinary player as it is, but
Cost him on grand final day.
Imagine if he could kick the eyes out of it.
Sandilands. And the scramble's on. Crowley wraps up Ebert.
He's run pretty hard next to Travis Boak there too. He's blown pretty hard now.
Sandlands again. Renouf did okay over the top. De Boer through to Sandlands. Good hand in from Pittard. Barlow surrounded by Port Adelaide players. It's line ball there. Cassisi, he knew what was coming, just braced himself for the contact. And the umpire saw it just jolt out at the crucial stage. Barlow, well done Mitchell, hacked it out of there. Westhoff, created by hand. Broadbent, big kick this one for Port Adelaide. And Mzungu was on the job.
She's played that well. Size and shape, they had to use Michael Johnson against Westhoff today, and they like him as their loose in defence. And that means that Mzungu then rolls back to take that usual Johnson position. He's done it so well.
Oh, this man's starting to really find his range in the air.
He looks good today, Main, doesn't he?
And that will dry up, you would think, any chance of a Port score in this quarter, although they've got it over the boundary. Oh, 5. Now, that was pretty high on Pollock. Didn't like the treatment. The umpire not interested.
Oh, that's all right. If you give a bloke a mouthful, you've got to expect one back, don't you?
I would have thought.
Crowley.
So watch yourself, Hutto.
Could squeeze it out of there. Corns up to the 50. We're down to 22 seconds. Shields just tried to parry it back. Did it successfully to Boak. Again, that good instinctive footy. Now Monfries confronted by Mzungu. Squirts out again. Left foot kick, Pollock, all about the bounce. And the bounce today hasn't been going their way, perhaps as it has through the first 7 weeks of the season.
Let's have a look at this contest. Oh, straight up the front. Could have been head contact there. Nothing wrong from either player. Good physical contact. Yeah, both a bit lucky they didn't clash faces there.
So no one on the mark for Fife. He decides to kick in as long as he can to half back. And Sandlands is a pretty sound target to go to. That ends a quarter which has been dominated by Fremantle. They've kicked 5 goals 3 to 2 goals 4. They won the inside 50s 13-9 and the clearances 15-9. And they lead at half-time by 10 points, Dern.
A little bit of crowd control there. The umpires say walk away. Walk away, leave it alone, boys. Hamish Hart laid a boot to the head in that second quarter.
Let's get down to Cameron Mooney, who's with Carlisle of Port Adelaide.
I am Hutto and Bobby. Yeah, you guys started the game so well, but in that quarter, 5 goals to 2, the intensity just seems like it dropped off.
Yeah, the boys have just got to keep up their tackling pressure. We know they're a good team when they get the ball in their hands, so we just got to keep bringing that tackling pressure.
What's the most important thing now going into half-time? You obviously settle down, coming back out. What's the most important thing you think?
Yeah, we just got to continue to be brave with our ball movement, just running off the line and taking them on, because that's where we think we can get them.
Good on you, Bobby. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Alapati Carlisle down there, and Port Adelaide. Well, for probably the second time of the season, they're on the back foot. We know they had the 1 loss against North Melbourne, but a real challenge for them, and it's been because of the game that Fremantle have bought. They're such a hard nut to crack, aren't they, the Dockers? And they're back with their trademark best today. They lead by 10 at the Adelaide Oval at the half.